Soul is guts, it's heart, I guess. That sounds so cheesy, but it's true. You know, it's something that controls you, definitely. It's something you can't ignore. I'd say to sing soul, I think you have to have grit. You have to be able to see through people's shit sometimes. You have to be able to see through the world. You have to be able to be withdrawn sometimes. And you have to be able to be your own best friend as well. It's important, as well as your own worst enemy. I wouldn't say I draw from another tradition, but the music that speaks to me the most has always been jazz, always. It's always been jazz and that emotional connection to it, you know, that so many of the great singers had. You know, that is my thing, you know, I don't think with my songwriting, I think it is everything I've ever heard just coming out. You know, I'm not restricted to jazz. I love jazz. That was the first form of music that I really learnt from and grew with, and always will continue to grow with. But I love a lot of hip hop and R&B. So you know, everything that I write is just everything I listen to has just come out in my writing, and I'm really not conscious of trying to be jazz influenced. I just am, you know. So I don't know about all these new kids doing covers and trying to write jazz. You know, you can't write a Gershwin song. You can't write a Cole Porter song. Why bother trying to write like that? So mentioning no names. I mean, when I sit down to write a song, I don't think this will be good. I don't think this sounds a bit like that. I should work that in and make that sound like that. And I don't think I should have that particular line in it. Like, I just sit down and just let it come out, you know what I mean? And that's what you have to do. You have to let a song grow. You can't push a song out, and you can't force it to be anything when it's out. You just got to let it grow, which is why even though I did songs like You Sent Me Flying or Take the Box like 3-4 years ago, even though I did them then, they're different now, you know, they're still growing in the set. I mean, it's important for me to represent myself, but I don't know about other girls, you know, I'm not a girl's girl. Girls need to bring themselves forward though, you know, and, you know, I was never part of a scene where I was the leader of a bunch of Jewish girls that sung jazz, you know what I mean? I don't know anyone like myself, you know what I mean? So, so yeah. But I know that if I am honest about myself and honest about my time and what I do with my life, you know, I know there's girls that will hear that in my album and be like, yeah, I felt that. And I'm not a dickhead, I felt that, and it's cool. Why do people feel this? You know what I mean? That's what I'm here for. Because, you know, I've been through times where I've been so fucked up about a situation that I've had to just be like, write everything down, you know, even feelings that I don't want to acknowledge, especially feelings that I don't want to acknowledge, and things that I wish were not true and they are. And, you know, it's just good because someone else might hear that and be like, I'm not an idiot for feeling them things, or I'm not weak for feeling them things, or I'm not a mug for feeling them things about this man, you know what I mean? I think I'm an anachronism. I think I should have been born, you know, 35 years ago, you know. I should be in the same generation as, or the same age group as, you know, Omar and Misha. And I think if there's anything in my voice that they've warmed to, it's probably because I grew up listening to the same records, you know, they would have done. Dinah Washington and Sarah Vaughan and Minnie Riperton. And like I said, a lot of new music just goes over my head. And you know, I'm like a little old man. I'm kind of like, is this cool? The kids like it? All right. I'm not going to play it, but cool. All right, you know, so. I think all the stuff I was listening to, like a lot of doo-wop, a lot of 60s soul, Motown, girl groups, they'd make a song cinematic almost, just, you know, because there wasn't a lot going on then, you know, and I like that, I really like that drama. I really like that. I loved the sentiment. I mean, songs like My Boyfriend's Back, you know, that's a great song. And there's also really I just like the sentiment of that time where it's like, where it's like when you're in love and you know, so much music nowadays is so like, you don't know me, I don't need you, and all the music then was kind of like, I don't care if you don't love me, I will lie down in the road, pull my heart out and show it to you. Do you know what I mean? You know, I love all that kind of drama. I was in a relationship, you know, I fell bang in love with someone, and it didn't really, you know, it didn't do me any favours. I mean, it did in the long run, I suppose, but it's just funny because, you know, I really want to be careful about what you've got to choose your words very carefully, haven't you? And I'm the least guarded person I know, you know. I think when I wrote Back to Black, I was left in a situation where I wasn't working, and when I split up with this fella, I had to go. I didn't have anything to go back to. I guess when you pick up the pieces after a relationship, you go back to what you know, you try and throw yourself into something. And I had nothing, you know, I wasn't working, so I guess I was just playing pool every day for 4 hours, just getting drunk, you know, having to be carried home in a wheelbarrow, other silliness, not literally, but, you know, so it's about back to a black mood, I guess. I think at times, yeah, you do have to suffer for your art. I'm quite eager to be like, no, of course not. You can sing so about happy things, but I think you do have to suffer for your art. You know I have. I know the reason it took me 3 years to write another, not to write it, but to get that big chunk of my life that I could then go back and write about. The reason it took me that long is because I had to, you know, have some peaks and troughs, definitely. I mean, when my boyfriend says to me, "You're addicted to heartache," I'm like, that's nice. What's coming around the court? Like, what are you about to do to me?